Hi guys, Bolts96 here, but the yo is a 0, and in today's video, I'm looking back at some of my older ones. If you've been following me for a while, you may remember I was putting out videos in the run-up to the summer transfer window of one player from each Premier League team that each Premier League team could sign. And if you haven't been following me since then, make sure to go back and watch them. But anyway, I am taking a look back at all of those videos. I'm reviewing them and I am seeing how many players who I suggested, who I predicted, actually ended up making that transfer. Arsenal, 0. It is not a good start, and I feel like this might be the case for most, but come on, this was a hard list to predict. One player from each Premier League team who each Premier League team could sign. It is a bit of a concentrated pool to pick from. I'm going to count any correct transfers as a win. Moises Caicedo. It would be hard to argue that Arsenal, as well as every one of the classic big six in the league, shouldn't try and sign Caicedo. To be fair, I wasn't wrong that Caicedo would be chased by the top six, but damn, the wrong central defensive midfield pick for this. Caicedo would have been a good fit at Arsenal, and they obviously had the money, but I think they've done well with Rice, which makes me think, did I suggest Declan Rice to join them? Lucas Paqueta. No, I didn't. It's going to be a long list. Aston Villa, 0. Second team now, and it is a second 0. Armando Broja. Villa need another good option in the striking position, and Broja will be just that. Damn it, I like this suggestion. Aston Villa had a fantastic transfer window, but they did fail to add a striker to the team, and I still think they need one. Duran has started the season better than I had anticipated in backup to Watkins, but they only have the two of them. Broja would have been a good option. I'm not angry with myself for suggesting this one. Kevin Mbabu. Oh, bloody hell, what was I thinking here? I did only suggest him as cover, but based on how the calibre of players Villa ended up signing, he is nowhere near that. Please let the next entry be better, please. Bournemouth, 0. It isn't better. It isn't close to being better. Bournemouth didn't give me a lot of chances though, only signing 2 players from the other Premier League teams, and both of those players came from the same team, Leeds United. Did I at least get that entry right? Daniel James. No, I did not. But oh, so close. They ended up getting in another winger from Leeds in Sinisterra. Why couldn't they have done me a favour with that one? I need some numbers on the board, man. Brentford, 0. Oh, come on, Brentford, help us out, man. Am I going to score any points anywhere in all of this? Pascal Struijk. Again, we are looking at a younger centre-back to freshen up that position in the Brentford squad. Struijk is one of Leeds' main men, and they wouldn't let him go on the cheap if they can avoid it. But the reality is that they may get relegated this season, and Brentford could nab him on a cut price deal. That was an interesting suggestion, to be fair, to pass to me. With that entry, I was looking at a young centre-back, and I did actually suggest a couple of other ones in that list, so I was along the right lines, but they went and got Collins from Wolves, who is, of course, not one of the young centre-backs who I predicted that they could sign. Brighton, 0. I don't think these teams want me to get any points on the board in this list. Brighton signed a whole bunch of players, and were any of them from the Premier League? Only one. 37-year-old James Milner. Could I have predicted that? Sepp van den Berg. No, I could not. But I'm going to back myself up here for the Brighton list. I was looking at younger players to match their usual quota. I was not looking at players who are nearing 40. Burnley, 0. The first of the new boys, and I unfortunately didn't get this one right either. When I did this bonus episode on the Championship, it was a bit different and a good bit harder, as I made suggestions split across the 2 automatically promoted teams and the 4 teams in the playoffs. So there were only 3 to 4 chances for me to get one right on each team. I don't expect to get any of these new boys right. Ian Maatsen. Maatsen is currently on loan at Burnley, and I definitely think they should try to extend that into next season. They wanted him, they came close to getting him, but it didn't materialise, and that is the fine line from stopping me getting my first point on the board. Will it ever come? Chelsea, 1. We've done it. We've actually done it. We have a point on the board. I should have known that I could rely on Chelsea's never-ending spending spree to get me something. And who was that player who I suggested that they could sign? Moises Caicedo. him. As a Liverpool fan, this feels pretty bittersweet, but oh well, I got a point, and to be fair, it looks like I shored myself up bloody well on the Brighton transfers to Chelsea. I did consider picking Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper. Get in there, son, got to be worth half a point that. Was I close on any other transfers as well? Tyler Adams. Honestly, man, the transfer fell through, but this one was happening. I was on form with this entry. The 1 point doesn't tell the whole story here. Crystal Palace won. Oh my days, we've only gone and got another point, and on the bounce as well. 2 points in consecutive picks. Get in there. Oh, it feels good. Roll VT. Jefferson Lerma. Lerma's contract is up in the summer, and there are going to be a bunch of teams in the hunt. Yes, mate, I tell you what a solid suggestion that one was as well. I'm actually buzzing with this pick. Can we make it a hat-trick? Everton, 0. Ollie Watkins. Romelu Lukaku. Wilfried Zaha. This was bad. My hopes were far too high for Everton. I thought they'd back the manager, move some funds around, and go big in the market. Boy, was I wrong. Daniel James. Oh, for goodness sake, the second team to get a Leeds winger other than Dan can't get a transfer to a team I predict James. The quicker we move away from Everton, the better. Fulham, 0. Well, we are truly back onto our usual course then. Fulham actually tried to help me out a bit here as well, as they did sign a few players from their fellow Premier League teams. Just none of the ones I went for, it seems. Paul Dummett. God, I'm sorry, Fulham fans. I don't know what I was thinking here. It was clear you needed a left-back backup, but I'm suggesting the likes of Dummett, whilst Fulham are actually signing a left-back from AC Milan. Yeah, I was well off the mark here. Liverpool won, and it is the Istanbul comeback all over again, because Liverpool are rising my points tally from the ashes. Alexis McAllister. This is a signing I truly want to happen. I love this player. I thought he had class ever since I first watched him play, but now he has showcased it to the entire world in winning the World Cup. World Cup winner? Tick. I suggested this lad long before he was rumoured, and I'm buzzing that it ended up happening, both for this list and for my own team, of course. Another point on the board. Luton Town, 0. Back to one of the new boys, and of course it is a 0 here. Making the loan of Marvellous Nakamba from Villa permanently will probably be first choice for Luton. However, Chowdhury is a better young central defensive mid who will be on a free. That is so annoying. I remember that I wanted to suggest Nakamba from Villa to them, but because of the limitations I set on myself in that list, my Villa pick went to one of the other teams. Ryan Giles. Ryan Giles has had a fantastic season on loan at Middlesbrough this season, having played nearly every minute of the campaign and having registered 11 assists for his team. This is a perfect example of why it was tough. I picked Giles for one of the other playoff teams because I knew he would be a good pick for one of them, and if Borough was successful in getting promoted, I think he would have gone to them, but alas, Luton came up in glorious fashion and Giles joined them instead. Manchester City, 0. I didn't hold much hope here. City only signed Kovacic and Nunes from other Premier League teams, and both were completely out of left field. But get a load of this. Mason Mount, Sergio Reguilon. No freaking way was I that close. 2 players I suggested for Manchester City. Both didn't join them, but both only went on and signed for the other team in the same city. What are the odds of that? I was so close. 4 miles out to be precise. Manchester United, 0. Yeah, I'm still reeling off the fact I picked Mount and Reguilon for the wrong Manchester club. I was so close to 2 points here. N'Golo Kante, Alexander Mitrovic, Ruben Neves. Holy moly, did the Saudi teams watch my video to find players to sign? Am I an accidental scout for them? They could at least donate some of that money this way as compensation. Newcastle, 0. We were on a decent run before, but boy, has it gone down the pan here. James Justin. Newcastle have 2 excellent choices in fullback in Trippier and Byrne, but behind them, James Justin would be an upgrade. He's a brilliant player, and the versatility to play both right back and left back is something that Eddie Howe would lap up. Oh man, I was definitely on the right lines. I picked an English fullback here who can play either side because I knew they were weak there. They did end up, in fact, getting 2 English fullbacks through the door to cover each side. This isn't bad from me here with this one, but it doesn't count as a point. Nottingham Forest won, and we are back, baby. Another winner here. Who's the legend that has given me this point?
Chris Wood.
Oh, weren't they contractually obliged to sign him permanently? This feels a bit hollow. But who cares? I needed the points. Get in there, you big New Zealand wonder you. Sheffield United won. I did it. I actually got one of the promoted team picks right. Come on!
James McAtee. He has been one of the most vital players for Sheffield United, scoring 9 goals and getting 3 assists this season. I think they should look to extend that loan deal and keep him at the club next season.
This is an absolute win, and you know what? I came close on a couple of others too.
Cameron Archer, Jared Brantwaite.
Again, I ended up suggesting Archer for one of the other teams, but he did in fact join a promoted team as I predicted, and I did pick an Everton player to join them, just not the right one unfortunately. But hey, came pretty close here, and don't you go claiming I'm clutching at straws. Spurs won. We get another tick on the board here, and it's a hat-trick. 3 on the bounce. Let's go, man.
James Maddison.
I suggested this long before he was linked, and I've gone and got it right. I said it would be a good fit, and has it been? You're damn right it has. My predictions aren't limited to transfers, man. I'm even predicting the form of these players. Absolutely winning. West Ham 0, or maybe I'm not winning so much.
Theo Walcott.
I'm definitely not winning. Oh my word, what was I thinking? Theo Walcott hasn't joined another club. He's retired? What a horrendous suggestion, and I regret my decision to churn this back up in this review. Wolves 0, and the last of the teams still in the Premier League from last season is an absolute dud. Wolves only signed 1 player from the other Premier League teams, and it was a young English midfielder from Manchester City on loan. Surely I'm a million miles away here.
Cole Palmer.
Oh! I was actually surprisingly close with this one. I was along the right lines at least. Just not the right pick. Leeds won. Oh, get in! Leeds were one of the tough ones to predict because they were either going to be going down or staying up, so I had to split my picks into the 2 possibilities really, and I pulled it out the bag with this pick.
Joe Rodon. Rodon's future doesn't seem to be at Spurs. He is a good centre-back who will probably be getting into most lower half of the league teams.
That is an excellent shout if I do say so myself. Not only did I pick a right transfer, but I also predicted they would specifically lose some centre-backs. Also, I won't link it here, but I noticed, having looked back, that I suggested Karius for them. I wasn't far wrong with that pick. The right team and position, but just the wrong player ended up making the move in Darlow. Not a bad effort here, Bolts. Leicester 0. Gosh darn it, I thought I had a winner in this entry, but it wasn't to be.
Karu Mitoma.
I definitely thought Leicester were going to stay in the league at that point. After I made this suggestion, Mitoma ended up just getting better and better and is 100% out of their league. Literally. Southampton 2. Come on, we finished with the best score of the day. Not just 1, but 2 correct transfers. I should 100% be hired as a scout by one of these teams. Does anyone know where I can put my CV in at?
Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Harwood-Bellis has been a major part of Burnley's promotion drive and could well return to them on loan again next season in the Premier League. But if he doesn't, a similar loan move to a promotion-pushing championship side would be the right move for him, and Southampton will be an ideal club for that. Flynn Downs. Downs hasn't played too much for West Ham this season, and I could see him getting loaned out in the summer. He is a decent passer of the ball, which Southampton will need, as they will likely lose Ward-Prowse in the summer.
Unreal shouts, these. Absolutely unreal. This is ball knowledge, and I'm absolutely here to revel in it. Let's forget about all the wrong picks, because overall, I got 9 right out of 23 teams. I've actually not done bad at all here. That wasn't too bad at all. That was alright, man. If you liked what you watched, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know down below what you thought of my review. If you want to check me out across some of my other socials, I am on Twitch, Twitter, now X, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, where you're watching this video, all under the same handle, Bolts96, but the O is 0. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.